The blue and gold or the black army? Mike Sheen with you for this one. Going to be a great afternoon. Should be a great game. There's the hooter. We're underway. Parramatta and Penrith. Underway. Parramatta in their traditional blue and gold. Penrith in their traditional predominantly black strip. And have we got an early score there to Parramatta? I don't think we do. That was Ebony Gigliotti making a dive for the line. Recovering after that under-16s game. Nick, that was a dramatic finish to the game, but now the boys having a breather. The girls are on the park.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was actually out on the backfields helping the Penrith 16 boys along with their journey, so I didn't see it, but I've heard a lot about it in the last 2 minutes. But
yes,
I'm sure both teams will move on. That's the competition that we play in. It gets quite heated out there. As long as we can get an apology off either side, I think the game should move forward. No,
certainly all in favour of that.
Looking forward to this clash, though. By the looks of the ladder, Parramatta had a pretty up-and-down weekend. Penrith have been quite dominant in this pool, sitting at the top, so you would expect Penrith to win, but in a Battle of the West, expectations get thrown out the window, don't they?
Along with the form guide. The form guide gets thrown out the door, leave it at the entry. It doesn't count for much these days. And these two are fierce local rivalry.
Yeah, you did mention the word fierce, and as we can see early, quite a little bit of physicality in the game.
Yeah,
to be expected. In recent years, Parramatta have made the moves over to the Sydney Mets region, so you would find a majority of these girls have played with each other in the same team. Once you go against your friends, it's always that little bit extra rivalry, isn't it?
The lines are drawn and friendships are put aside. Nice dive there from Chantel McHale. The penalty goes to Penrith for a late pass.
Yeah, it was a classy little play, that one. Almost got her over the sideline. Would have opened up the scoring account quite well there.
So we see the Penrith girls working upfield. The Canberra Brindy boys making their way off the field after that dramatic under-16 boys game with Parks a few moments ago.
Early on, you wouldn't predict that Penrith were the team on top of the pool here. It looks like Parramatta's got the upper edge. They need to be up. I'm pretty sure they need to win this game to qualify for finals. So, you know what? We talk about finals on Sunday, but it's come early for Parramatta and a must-win here.
As we see Parramatta working to their right-hand side, Chantel McHale in the 19. She's got the ball now, the blue ribbon in the hair. She'll play it midway between the 10 and the 7. Referee's got a little error in the play of the ball. So it'll be Penrith ball just outside their own 7. We've had about 2 minutes, about 90 seconds in the first half, rather. No score on the board so far.
Penrith coach Kaylee McDonald would just be barking orders to hold the ball. Try and get the ball down there, and if you take a look over at the Penrith sub-box, they're busted and they're bruised. I think they're down to 9 players. They've had 4 injuries over the last 24 hours, so they're down on troops, and you can't be giving away cheap ball when you don't have enough energy on the sideline.
It's going to make it tougher, especially in this hot condition if you've only got 3 subs. Great ball over the top. I think that's going to be ruled as forward, though. So it'll be a penalty to Penrith anyway. That was that was Matilda Telfer on the end of that.
Yeah, it was a beautiful pass there by Graham Whittle. Quite a talented family coming out of Penrith, the Graham Whittle clan. They've had plenty of kids out here playing in this tournament for Penrith. Very well known. Family does a lot of work around the club, so It's good to see young Dallas out there representing our 18 girls.
That's Olivia Kohler in the 66 for Penrith. She's got the ball right now. Does she beat the touch? No. Good diving touch there from Chantel McHale. Is the referee going to say? No, he's going to say it's a try. Try to Penrith. Olivia Kohler opens the account.
You'd have to assume their referee has caught her off.
Yes.
Clearly a touch was made. Mustn't have retreated that 7 metres. As we know, 8th edition rules has changed from 5 to 7 metres, being a player myself. It only seems like 2 metres, but it's quite a big space when you're out there, and teams are still adjusting.
Getting back an extra couple of metres makes all the difference.
Here we go. Parramatta looking to level back.
Now it's Lucy Dooley Dunham playing it. That's her with the ball now. Short ball to the right-hand side, found Taya Moore, but penalty will go to the Eels. I can see Sienna Stanford down on the touchline with a knee brace. That's never a good accompaniment on the football field, whatever the code. Dooley Dunham goes herself, back to the 10. More into dummy half. They've got options left and right. Which way do they want to go? Dooley Dunham trying to spring something here. They go short side left. Bit of a bobble and a bauble, but the ball taken by Parramatta. Penalty goes to the Panthers though.
Mike, at this time of the game, I'm always quite intrigued to look at the team's sub-box. And if you take a look over to the far north, you can see Penrith are really up for it. They've pretty much got 6 players on the field, but everyone that's not on the field very vocal in their box when they're defending their line. That's a good sign. It's a good sign Saturday afternoon.
Got a couple of fashion accessories to go with it as well. I can see a moon boot over there and a...
Yeah, that's young Ebony Gigliotti. Unfortunately, she had her opportunity to debut for the New South Wales Sydney Mets Opens next month in the National Touch League, making her Women's Opens debut, which is pretty impressive for a girl of her age. Unfortunately, the Lightning struck on Tuesday night at their trial match where she did a few ligaments in her ankle. But let's stop the talk there.
We've got a try to the Panthers.
Really good try by Olivia Kohler. She's looked quite dangerous early. That's 2 open side quickies Penrith have ran and had some success off. So, Coach McDonald, hopefully we stay on that. Hopefully we stay on that play. Being a Panthers man myself, trying to be unbiased here, but it is very hard.
Dooley Dunham absolutely blowing a fuse as she came off onto the sub-box for Parramatta. Absolutely blowing a fuse there over something that happened in the lead up to that try. So that's China Moore for Parramatta in the number 2.
Yeah, very good play there, very good play. Look, one thing I will say about Parramatta women's, mate, they have been an absolute powerhouse in the men's side of touch football in the last 40-odd years. They've never really nailed the women's side of it, but the club did go out. They headhunted Michael Musa from Western Suburbs, and he started to take over the entire women's program. You can see him down there on the sideline. I think it's something that we just got to give him time. I think he's going to put the right processes in place. They've got to give him time in the job, and the club, has done the right thing. They've found the right person, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see where this women's program at Parramatta ends up in 5 or so years.
Okay, I've got a couple of shirt changes here, so I might need a bit of assistance with the team list that we've been given. Parramatta with the ball though. Helps to look on the right side of the team list when you're making your notes, as we do. That's Talia Shemp out there in the 55 for Penrith, but they'll come up with the ball now, the Panthers.
Yeah, Keely Stevens there, making a little dashing run through half, committing both middles, exactly what the coach would have asked. Just execution not quite great for Parramatta, but they're in this game. It's a must-win game, they're in it. They're 2-0 down, 4 to go, they've had opportunities. They just need to be patient. The one thing they do need to stop is this Penrith roll, though, because they're making very easy meters, the Panthers.
They're getting a good drive here. That's Shaylee Ito pushing forward.
Olivia Kohler going down there.
Now,
Molly Jones looking to throw long. Beautiful ball.
This time she hits a target in Matilda Telfer, and they make it 3-0 Penrith. Starting to exert their superiority here over their local neighbours.
Yeah, we see the back end of that try, and it looks really nice, but it all starts on touch 1 and 2. I mentioned earlier, Parramatta, to stop the flow here, to stop the tries, they need to get up early 1 and 2. They're just given easy meters, touch 1 and 2. Penrith are getting to their box. They're coming on with good flow, and they're getting a smorgasbord of options at the back end of the set. So, like to see Parramatta just try and win touches 1 and 2 defensively.
Parramatta with the ball about 5 metres outside their own, outside the Penrith 10-metre line. I'll take the tap here through Lucy McSweeney. Now it's McHale.
McHale looks dangerous. She looks dangerous.
Yeah, she's certainly threatening.
They need to give her some space. She's bobbing around here.
Trying to put the light fantastic on.
It's a good strike dump.
Martin.
Oh, she gave up on the play.
Back to McHale.
I like the setup. Let's give her some quick ball here.
Martin,
Here
McHale.
we go. Oh,
No, didn't make it. But it's going to be a penalty.
she earned the penalty.
2 players ruled to be offside. Referee giving us a clear signal that you two were offside.
And we must give credit where it's due. Penrith defending their line very, very gallantly here.
See if they can produce something here, the Eels.
I think they'll take a lot of confidence into half-time if the Penrith team can stop a try here. Parramatta haven't been short of opportunities.
Nice touch there on Lucy McSweeney. Back to the 7 they come. Dummy half is Emily Steele. Now McHale. Trying to dance away through the line.
I think it's got to be McHale or Stevens, the one that gets them on the scoreboard here.
Steele on the last. They go down the short side. She won't make it and loses it anyway.
Very good systems defence there by Penrith. They've just defended 14 or so touches. Coach McDonald would be extremely happy. As a coach, there's nothing better than heading into half-time, looking up at the scoreboard and knowing the opposition haven't scored. It just creates that culture in and around that half-time chat that gives a lot of positivity off for this second half.
Ito made a great run. On the next one, it's Abby Gomez down the eastern touchline. Almost got through the line. Diving touch there.
She beat 2.
Couldn't beat the 3rd. That would have set it to try time. Now they come back. Ito. There's the siren in the background for half-time. Ball goes to ground at the wrong moment. Neve Burns couldn't handle it. So that's half-time. Parramatta trails 3-0 at the break. This under-18 girls round clash. I'm sure both of these clubs would like to be back in the finals. It looks like Parramatta. Some of the footwork on display there. The 18 boys, I've seen a fair bit of them. I think Hills are going to be strong. Orange were a handful earlier. Just looking through the team lists. Penrith will be strong, I suspect. So, yeah, there's plenty of teams there that are going to be difficult opposition throughout the afternoon. But there's been teams across all grades that have certainly impressed. Some of the under-12s, the footwork that we've seen has been top quality from various teams. And to see, we saw them early this morning, West Wyalong in their first carnival. Even though they didn't get the win and did struggle against better opposition, to see them out here having a crack in their first state cup. Great to see teams like West Wyalong making the step into the top grade.
I tell you what, Mike, a little bit of cloud coming over. A beautiful afternoon for golf. Beautiful afternoon for golf out west. Actually, Battle of the West out here. There's a few good courses that'd be nice to play out in the Penrith Parramatta region this afternoon.
There certainly would be a couple of handy ones. The old is it the old RAF base out at Glenmore Park out that way?
Yeah, that's Glenmore Heritage.
Yeah.
That's the Pride of Pantherland, and then we got Cumberland and maybe Muirfield out at Parramatta.
Yeah. As we see Penrith on the attack, Kohler once again proving to be a handful. Now it's Graham Whittle at first receiver, but a turnover there. Parramatta get the ball. 30 seconds gone in the second half. No change to the halftime score. Penrith 3, Parramatta 0. Up next, the boys. Oh, no, sorry, another girls' match. Wests and Sharks. Turning back the clock to the 1980s. Wests and Magpies and the Sharks. For those old enough to remember that, the old days in rugby league, the Magpies and the Sharks. It's in the under-18 girls. That'll be up after this one. Joel Kane to jump into the lead chair for the call of that one. I'll be back after that. Having a little bit of a mid-afternoon breather. Getting towards the back end of the afternoon's action. Looks like we'll get through the majority of the day without interruption, which is a bonus.
So it just looked like in that set, Parramatta had a little bit more intensity, just trying to stop the ebbs and flows of Penrith driving there. So it'd be good to see if they can hold on to the ball here and just try and knuckle down. And as I said, I've got the commentator's curse.
Stop a semi-trailer.
It hasn't left.
No, once you've got that touch, you've got it for life. As we see Penrith up the middle, good dump and run there, straight up the guts.
I'm really impressed. I'm impressed with what I'm seeing here from the Penrith girls. They're playing a high level of touch football here. Yeah, that probably deserves to try that play. They didn't get it, but I like what I saw.
So the 42 could be Nia Hutchings out there for Penrith with the ball. That's the last. So it'll be a turnover on the Parramatta 7.
It's a good first drive from Parramatta. Exactly what they needed. They need to follow it up here. It's good second touch.
Up to the 10, their own side of halfway.
It's just a little bit sluggish in and around that roll ball, that downtime. Oh, here we go down the sideline.
Down the short side. Lucy McSweeney, put the ears back. Trytime.com if you don't mind. Parramatta's on the board.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered, that one.
8:50 to go. It's 3-1. Parramatta trails Penrith.
And they're back in it. They're back in it.
That will give them some confidence.
It was clunky. It wasn't great, but it finished perfect.
As they say, the scoreboard doesn't say how, just how many. Doesn't say how you've got the points, just how many you've got.
She had some wheels there too. Would be
It
like to see
certainly
her
did.
in a bit more space out here.
I reckon if they don't do it at the Junior State Cup, but a sprint over 40 or 50 metres in each of the age groups could be an interesting little...
No, it's got to be over 70. That's our distance in
Full
touch
field.
football. Our distance 70.
Well,
There's nothing else in the world we race over 70. We've got to own it.
I was going to say a half-field sprint.
No, it's not long enough for those speedsters. It's not long enough. And they're generally wingers. Give them some credit.
Okay.
Love to see McSweeney out there.
There's a line about swingers and footballers, but we won't go there. Parramatta
This
through...
is a junior event.
Yes, no, it's all good. All above board.
Here we go. A try here completely changes the game for Parramatta.
McHale nearly got through the line.
They've earned a penalty here, and I think rightly so. Penrith are offside.
So 3-1 the scoreline, 7.5 minutes remaining. Let's see what the Eels have got in their bag of tricks. On the attacking 7-metre line, that's Molly Martin with it. She'll play it. Now they'll go right-hand side of the Penrith defence.
Oh!
Martin straight through. That was
Straight
too
through.
easy.
Olivia Kohler offside.
Referee
Not happy
called
with
play
the
on.
referee. Not happy with the referee.
He called play on straight away. Saw the signal from up here. Play on, play on. Molly Martin dotted down to make it 3-2. Game back on here. 6:45 remaining.
Penrith up by 3 at half time, and a Battle of the West doesn't ever finish with a blowout. So here we go. 6.5 to go. Parramatta to keep their Junior State Cup dreams alive. They need another one. They need another one soon.
If they can get back level, they're certainly...
That last try is only important as this defensive set. It's only as important as this defensive set. They need a stop.
Shemp to the 7-metre line. Left-hand side, Burns. Long ball out wide. Inside ball was a beautiful one. Willow Hampton got it down. They're going to award that one. Willow Hampton strikes straight back for the Panthers. Makes it 4-3. Or 4-2, in fact.
That's touch football, isn't it? You're on a massive high. 10 seconds later, the old pin goes into the balloon and just deflates a little bit of air. It's not what they needed, but it's not the end. It's not what they needed, but it's not the end.
We've got a...
Not too sure what's happening there.
I think there was something on the field. Might have...
It looked like a $10 note. So Parramatta are at a score here.
I'm sure that's not the case.
I'm only kidding. But wouldn't that be something we'd love to see?
Well, maybe not in the 18s. Of course,
You know what? I know this ref. He wouldn't do it for 10. Maybe 12. Maybe 12 or 13, but not for 10.
I was going to say,
Stevens with the long ball.
Long ball out wide. Steele for the corner. Gets it down.
And the ref, he puts a whistle in his mouth and he takes the $10 out of his pocket.
So 4-3. Parramatta trails Penrith. 5 1/4 to go. This one's on the line.
Let's have a close look here at the referee. He's running to his wallet, taking something out of his pocket.
It's all good fun.
No, that's a beautiful play. I called for her earlier, Keely Stevens. We haven't seen too much of her.
Here's Penrith on the counter-attack from the restart. Abby Gomez.
Yeah, Keely Stevens, I said I called for her earlier. Hasn't had too much opportunity. First time she gets an opportunity, she ices it perfectly.
Now, Penrith, Graham Whittle, good ball to the outside. They've got numbers. The Parramatta defence slides across at the last moment to hold it up. Now they come back open side. Jones takes the touch. Kohler, Jones, short hands, lovely. Beautiful from Penrith. They're in once again.
Penrith just hitting back, aren't they? Whatever Parramatta are off, and Penrith are just saying we can just go that one better.
We match you.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Parra because they got their 3 tries, what they needed. They just can't stop them at the opportunity, but it's looking more like the Parramatta team we know. More like the Parramatta team we know. They can keep their heads high.
5-3 the score, 4 minutes remaining. Still time for Parramatta.
And I think we do underestimate how hot it is out there. You know, these girls are into around 7 now with not many subs.
Both teams carrying injuries and struggling in the heat. It does feel like it's warmed up just a fraction in the last half hour or so. During the course of this game, it does feel like it's just warmed up a fraction in the last little bit.
She looks to be a classy player, young Whittle Graham, doesn't she?
Yeah.
She just earns respect with the ball. They say a great ball player has time, and it looks like she's just got the world at her feet out there. Here she comes around on a sweep. Looks to go to the short side.
The touch was made, though. Needed to be made, and it was.
Great touch there. That was actually a really, really nice touch by McCall. Showed her the short side, gave her the space, and had the ability to run her down. That's good systems. There's good systems in place there. Penrith run the same play through Dallas. Here she goes. Oh!
Long ball over the top. Finds a target in Telfer. Steps inside. Touch was made. Caitlin Maroon making the vital touch there on the left-hand side of the Parramatta defence. Kohler settles it for the moment. Or was there a touch there? I don't think there was. Now they make the touch on the last. They come to the right-hand side and Kohler goes through for number 3. That was far too easy from Olivia Kohler.
A little bit of controversy there. I'm going to side with the Parramatta here. I feel like in a game of touch football, if you call the touch, the ref can't determine that you haven't made it. I'd like to see the call go for the defender there. She was outside the try line, so the touch definitely would have been made prior to the try. But I wasn't out there, so I couldn't tell you. But from up here, I would have called a touch if that was me.
6-3 with 2 minutes remaining in this one. Looks like Penrith have done enough to get home. Parramatta still coming at them. McSweeney.
Yeah, it looks like they've done enough to get home and secure that top spot in Pool A. Exactly where they wanted to be.
Stevens. Now it's Moore. China Moore dives in. No, the try not awarded. It'll be last play. In fact, that was Emily Steele.
Yeah, good touch by the winger there. Really nice touch from Penrith.
Stevens.
Shaylee Edo.
On the last. High ball over the top. You needed to be 7'4" to catch that one, pardon me. That was not going to be hauled in any way, shape or form. These girls have done a lot of their growing physically, but even they couldn't reel that in. Just noticing downstairs, Alana Mujali looks like she's struggling with the heat.
Yeah, it's hot. There's no two ways about it. It's hot. These girls are into their 3rd game today. Then you add in the factor that they've got a few injuries, so they're playing short. You know what? It's actually a credit to the girls out there today. I think we are underestimating. We sit up here in the shade with our hats on. Nice cold water, and they're out there battling, and they've put on a great effort.
Well, they certainly have been.
As a man from Sydney Mets, I would be pretty happy with where the future's going, and I think our 18s girl team, with the calibre of these two teams, is going to be quite strong. Livia Cola's had her hands all over this game.
Telford, no, didn't get it down. Penalty goes to Parramatta.
30 seconds to go here on the scoreboard.
So 6-3 with 25 seconds to go. Looks like Penrith are home. They'll take that P1 on the ladder in their pool. Parramatta making a few final changes. There's the siren. So that's it. Penrith gets home 6-3 in this girls under 18s clash. Up next, it's the Sharks and Wests. Also an under 18s girls fixture coming up at the Junior State Cup. I'll vacate the chair and let Joel Kane bring you the action of this one. I think Jason Stanton back up here as well to describe the play as the Junior State Cup rolls through day 2 action.